Sometimes a single night can break a lifetime. Sometimes one loss can shatter the world of two people who believed nothing could ever touch them. Michael Rivera and his wife Anna lived in a warm brick house on Maple Street, the kind of place with wind chimes on the porch and yellow curtains that glowed at sunset. But their home's brightest light was their only child, Eli. A small boy with messy dark hair, sleepy blue eyes, and a laugh that filled every corner of the house. He was 8 years old, and he was their miracle. The night everything changed was a Thursday, one of those quiet evenings when nothing feels unusual and tragedy hides in plain sight. Anna had been baking oatmeal cookies. Michael was in the living room assembling a Lego castle with Eli, who kept asking questions like, "Dad, do you think dragons were real?" And Michael, laughing, said, if they weren't, someone should invent them. Eli grinned, and that grin would become the memory that haunted them. It happened in seconds. A coughing fit, then a wheeze, then a sharp gasp. Eli had asthma, but never like this, never this violent, never this fast. "Michael!" Anna screamed as the boy's lips began to turn pale. Michael grabbed the inhaler, but the attack only worsened. Panic. Chaos. A rush to the car. Anna's trembling hands. Michael speeding through red lights. The sound of Eli choking on his own breath in the back seat. They reached the hospital. Nurses rushed. Doctors moved. Machines beeped. Oxygen masks covered the little face they loved more than life. But 8 minutes later, everything went still. Time of death, 8:42 p.m. Anna collapsed. Michael froze. The world fell apart. After that, nothing was ever the same. Anna stopped eating, stopped sleeping, stopped talking. She would sit in Eli's room, hugging his pillow as if it could bring him back. Michael drowned in guilt, replaying that night every hour. Was the inhaler expired? Did he miss something? Could he have driven faster? They were two broken souls living in the ruins of what used to be a family. They barely looked at each other. Sometimes they fought. Sometimes they cried. Sometimes they sat in silence, scared to speak because every word felt like stepping on glass. And slowly, they began to drift apart. Not because they didn't love each other, but because grief had turned them into strangers. 3 months after Eli's passing, while Anna walked home from the grocery store, face thin, eyes sunken, she saw an elderly man sitting on the curb holding a puppy with a bandaged paw. Snow fell lightly on his gray hair. She almost walked past him, but something about the way the little puppy whimpered stopped her.
"Ma'am," the old man said, shivering, "do you know a vet nearby? I can't find one open." Anna stared at him. She didn't have strength. She didn't want to care. But somehow one tiny, suffering creature cracked open the numbness that had swallowed her. "Come with me," she whispered. She took the old man and the puppy to an emergency pet clinic. The puppy had stepped on broken glass, nothing fatal, and the vet cleaned him up within minutes. Anna paid the bill without a second thought. The old man placed a trembling hand over hers. "Thank you, my dear. People rarely stop to help anymore." And for the first time in months, Anna felt something warm flicker inside her chest, something almost like life. When she returned home, she told Michael what happened, and it shocked him because it was the first real conversation they had shared in weeks. He looked at her gently. "You helped someone today."
Anna nodded, and tears finally spilled. I didn't want anything to die anymore. Michael held her, the first embrace since Eli's funeral. A week later, Michael did something he hadn't done since the tragedy. He cooked dinner. Just grilled chicken and mashed potatoes, Eli's favorite. He placed the plates on the table and waited. Anna came downstairs slowly, almost surprised. They sat, they ate, and for the first time, the room didn't feel like a tomb. Then Michael said something he'd been terrified to admit. I think Eli would want us to live, not disappear. Anna covered her face and sobbed. He was our whole world, Michael. I don't know how to live without him. Michael took her hands. We can learn. Together. One small step at a time. It wasn't a magical fix. It wasn't instant healing. But that night, the distance between them softened. Months later, while cleaning Eli's drawer, something she had avoided for so long, Anna found an envelope. It was labeled in messy handwriting. For Mom and Dad, only when I'm very, very old. She froze, then opened it. Inside was a shaky, childish drawing of their family holding hands in front of their house, with a son that had a big, smiling face. Behind them were 3 stick figures. Not 2, 3. Eli had drawn himself taller, older. On the back, he wrote, Mom, Dad, don't ever be sad, because even when I'm not here, I'm still with you, and I want you to be happy forever. Anna fell to the floor, the letter shaking in her hands. Michael ran to her, thinking something was wrong, then saw the letter and broke down beside her. They held each other, crying into the same piece of paper, crying for the child they lost, crying for the love they still had, crying because, somehow, this letter felt like one final gift from heaven. That letter didn't erase the pain, but it gave them permission to breathe again. They started taking evening walks, volunteering at the children's center, sharing meals, talking about Eli without collapsing. They learned how to live with grief, not under it. And every night, they placed Eli's letter on the bedside table like a small lighthouse, guiding 2 broken adults back to shore. If stories of love, loss, and healing touch your heart, stay with us at DLYN Stories. Here, every story reminds us that even in the darkest nights, there is a light waiting to be found. You're not alone. You are loved, and your heart matters here. See you in the next one. Bye for now.